exemplify this is by sharing together. I firmly believe that what we lack in this country, first and foremost, is love. We need to love one another. Tukipendana, tofauti zetu hakuna mwenye atasijua. When we stand it up, we build a strong family, we build strong counties, we build a strong country. And therefore, today, I give love to the Kenyan people. Why ladies? Because I firmly believe that women are actually the stability of the nation. A short story told a few years ago was, and you may find it in one of the famous books written by Professor Muturi, is that actually many communities, the young men used to escort women to go and trade among themselves. And the young men would stand far away as the women engaged in business. If you read that book, you will then realize that actually, sisi wanaume tulikuja kujiingiza kwa mambo ambayo hatuyafahamu vizuri. When you allow women the freedom to mix together, exchange ideas, you build a very, very strong nation and strong foundation. We in the Democratic Party of Kenya are not pretenders to this. It's no wonder that we are guided by the founding philosophy of Umoja na haki. Umoja na haki is our guiding philosophy in the party. Because there's need for unity. But when we get that unity, we need also to ensure that we are fair to each other, we are fair to our neighbors, we are fair if you're in government, in the policies that you adopt, be they in the area of taxation. The taxation you propose must be fair to all. It must not be one that oppresses the small person. And more so particularly in this age and era, when we know for a fact that many economies, world economies, are sustained by the MSMEs. And therefore it means we must at all times strive to ensure that we come up with an environment that ensures growth of that sector, the medium, small, and macro enterprises. It is okay to have big factories, big industries, but the one that tells you that this is where the shoe pinches most, it is at the MSMEs level. And therefore, that is the focus of the Democratic Party. Indeed, we know as a fact that the country in the last 15 or so years has undergone tremendous growth in the physical infrastructure capacity of the country. Now, what we require is growth in the human capacity. And therefore, we must focus on issues that address the pocket ya kila mmoja wetu. Hizo mabarabara kubwa nini, mali nyingi, mahospitali ni nzuri, lakini kwa sasa lazima tuhakikishe tunamulika ile ambayo kile kitaingia kwa mfuko ya kila mwananchi wa nchi yetu. This we cannot do if we don't address a major challenge in this country. The major problem, the greatest challenge in this country is leaders not being accountable. We have run away corruption in this country. And here, I want to be candid and clear. We've seen women leaders. How many of them have you had being taken to court for corruption? And therefore, when we focus on women leadership, we are actually addressing one of the key challenges in this country. We must empower our women. That is the long and short. And muhimu sana, nyinyi as women, ladies, tafadhalini, ningewaomba mkuwe katika mstari wa mbele kwa kuwania nyadhifa mbalimbali za uongozi katika nchi yetu. And we in the Democratic Party will be your best partners. We know for a fact that if challenges have been found to do with the realization of the 30%, the 2/3 gender rule. But I've always said, please, leteni kina mama wengi, young ladies, katika mabunge zetu. That challenge itakuwa siku moja tu, sinikura tu. Na nyinyi ndio 52%. La sivyo kama watabadilisha kule bungeni, kwa sababu mmeniona nikiwa pale najaribu kuhesabu kosa. Unajaribu, unaahirisha, unasema jameni endeni muende mzungumze. The few women leaders who are there wanajaribu, wanawazungumzia, lakini ikifika pale wanapiga kona, wanapiga chenga, wanatoroka. If we can't achieve it there in Parliament, let us achieve it through a constitutional amendment to Articles 97 and 98. Because that is the route to go. So that your voices, your great ideas are on the table. We want women's voices on the table. Sio atikule chini, Najua if you are not on the table discussing, you are part of the menu. Wewe unakuwa mtu ya kukuliwa huko. So we want your voices being heard on the table where major decisions are being made. The one thing I can give you as my promise is, as soon as we are through with the current shenanigans, na nimesema mimi sitaki kuuzishwa na hii mambo. Kila siku unasikia viongozi wanatupiana maneno makali. That is creating recipe for chaos. And when chaos breaks in this country, it is the women and the children who suffer most. That's why you will not hear me hurling insults at fellow leaders. Because you have your supporters, the others have their supporters. The moment the two of you as leaders or three of you as leaders begin hurling insults, you are inciting these people. Yet, tumeona kama viongozi Hayo yote watu wanatupiana maneno hayo yote, mwishowe kitu inaitwa nini? Handshake. Sinafanyika? Wale walikuwa napigana kule chini hawasalimiani. Si ni kweli? Sasa itakuwaje sasa hiyo kama tutakuwa na nchi aina gani? Tunataka tufanye, wewe uza sera zako, ukimaliza watu wananchi watapiga kura, ndo kila wakati tuko katika msimu huu wa siasa isikue hata wegezaji wanakaa kando kidogo. They withhold decisions to invest in our country because they don't know what is likely to be the situation after the elections. Because we've been told, we've been shown to have occasional disturbances, like the ones I'm sure many of you would recall of 2007, 2008, brought about by just selfish desires of viongozi. Jameni, as women leaders, nataka kuambia, let us not focus on the names that we have always seen or heard about. There's a story in the Bible of David and Goliath. Si mnaifahamu hiyo? Sasa tunataka wale Goliath ambao mmesoma kila siku kwa magazeti, muambie David amekuja. Kwa sababu tumezoea sasa, kwa tumezoea majina hizo zote kila wakati. Sasa tafadhalini ondoka, because nchi hii, it is not short of ideas, it's not short of intelligent people, but it is how we use our ideas. And then leadership. Yale ambayo nimesema, we need to be at all times accountable for our deeds. Ukipata nafasi ya kutumikia wananchi, tafadhali watumikie kwa roho safi. Na sisi kama ni wale ambao tunaenda kutafuta huduma katika serikali, tafadhali ukifika pale, as we say in the Democratic Party, you demand justice. Ni kweli? Ukiingia kwa ofisi, ukiingia zahanati, ukiingia kwa shule, demand justice. And I'm very passionate particularly on the issues of education, particularly public school system, because I am a product of public schooling. At all times to have to know how many classrooms do we need, quality classrooms in every corner of this country. Invest in that. Then we need another assessment. How many pupils and students do we expect every year in the country? So that from that number, we also know how many number of teachers qualified, because we have very many trained, qualified teachers who are unemployed. Government must budget for that, so that every child from every corner of this republic has access to quality public education that is paid for by the government. And the government has no money of its own. That money comes from you and me. So it is fair to demand that that happens everywhere, because that is the justice we need to give to the children of this country. Quality education. Similarly, kama vile kunaendelea sasa, although we need to reform our National Hospital Insurance Fund. As it still has a lot of opaqueness in its way it operates. Na tungetaka standardization of medical fees and charges. And this is not, it is not rocket science. Inawezekana jameni. Kwa sababu, if we standardize medical fees and medical charges in treatment in all our public offices, public hospitals and healthcare delivery systems, facilities, it will just mean that you have that fewer people, doctors and other medics, going into private practice. Wote watakuwa pale. Natu, as a country, we can afford it. I have seen it. There's a lot of waste that happens in the country. And therefore, these two key issues, because once you address education and address the health of the people, let the rest happen. Our young people are intelligent and hardworking. The sky is just by the lower limit. They are able to scale all the heights. So from Saali Muslim Club this morning, I give you my assurance that it is all possible, it is all doable. So that I don't keep you for long, kwa sababu nilichelewa kidogo, mlikuwa mmeona nimekuwa juzi nilikuwa na operation kidogo, so every Monday and Wednesdays and Fridays I go for physiotherapy. Ndio sababu waliniweka kidogo. Lakini simuona mkono inaanza kuinuka kidogo. Hivi karibuni nitasakata rumba zaidi kushinda vile nimesakata leo. And